Welcome everybody to the Listings to Leads Open House Challenge, where we're going to help you get 30 leads with phone numbers plus a listing. And so when I say listing, I mean a hot listing lead that's going to hopefully get to an actual listing within 30 to 90 days from the time we do the open house marketing and lead generation. So my name is Scott Pierce with Listings to Leads. What we're going to do in this call is spend about 5 to 10 minutes going through the overview presentation. And then we're going to get into a Listings to Leads agent account. We're going to literally walk through the exact steps that I'm going to propose that you do to get 30 leads with phone numbers, all right, plus a listing from the next open house. And this open house could be your open house. It could be an open house that you borrow from another agent. So you could be the listing agent. You could be the marketing agent. So again, it could be a listing that you're going to hold open for another agent in an area where you want buyers and listings. So with that said, let's get to it. By all means, please go ahead and ask questions into the GoToWebinar control panel, and we'll go from there. So we're going to do this for 4 weeks. Every, I believe it's Tuesday, all right, from November 1st through November 22nd. November 1st may be a Monday, so it might like November 2nd through November 23rd. We're going to pick a winner from official Open House Challenge Mastermind post at our Mastermind group, that where you talk about how you did with the open house marketing and lead gen the previous week. And so we'll get into that a little bit later in this call as well. But everyone's going to get a ton of support and encouragement from us, and we're really going to help you make sure that you get the most out of this. All right, so let's listen to a client real quickly. This guy generated 490 leads in 26 days.
490, 26 days and 490 leads. I would say our conversion ratio when it comes to these leads, because again, I don't think there's any bad lead, is pretty high.
Right. So all we're trying to do is generate 30 leads in about 3 days. So I think we'll do that pretty well. All right. And again, I'm going to show you exactly what Calvin did to get to that many leads. And again, all we're trying to do is get to 30 leads in about 3 days. So we're going to generate leads from social media. We're also going to be hitting up the farm. That's where you can get some of your best quality seller leads. Your database and sphere of influence. Again, we're going to generate some really good free leads from there. Now, there's a lot. Sometimes people ask, well, aren't they already a lead if they're in my database or sphere of influence? And you know what? If you've never really engaged with them, I wouldn't even call them a lead. They're just some entry in a database. All right. So we are going to talk about how to actually pull out some of that dead wood in your database to becoming active buyers and sellers with you. And I'll show you some of the things our clients are doing with our tools. And then the fourth thing is the seller sphere of influence. So the items 1 through 3 can be done by the listing agent or a marketing agent. So whether it's your listing or a listing that you're going to borrow to hold open, right? Everyone can do items 1 through 3 there. Now, only the listing agent can do the 4th item, the sphere of influence. And that should be pretty obvious. All right. Now, real quickly on social media, we have a lot of great templates, right? So the social media images that you can use from us are absolutely awesome. But if you've got property videos, you can use those within the Listings to Leads ad platform. And if you've got a walkthrough video, right? So you see here, I am over here on the far right, doing a walkthrough video of a listing. Videos, images, whatever you got, we can use it within Listings to Leads. So this is a real quick video showing you how to get an ad live out of Listings to Leads onto Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so there's no Facebook Ads Manager. It's so easy. Just go ahead and watch this. So you're going to select a listing. So in this case, it's our open house because that's what we're talking about today. Now location will autofill. We got the radius, we got special housing ad category, we got the budget, the start and end date. All of this is editable. And literally just click the green publish button. So you're just really going to confirm the city, the budget, and what have you. And you'll see there name, email, and phone number with every lead you get. All right. So a lot of great stuff right there from listings to lead. There's no easier way to get getting an ad up onto Facebook. All right. It's absolutely easy. Can do it under 10 seconds. All right. And again, we're going to show live, and I'll show that a couple of examples on how to do that. Now, when people click through your Facebook ads or your Instagram ads and they get to the single property website for the listing, ostensibly they're going to be a buyer lead, right? Because they answered an ad for an open house, they get to our single property website, but a lot of times buyer leads are also seller leads because they got a home they need to sell. And so our tools do a fabulous job in trying to discern, right, if that person also is a seller. On our tours, we'll ask things like, do you own a home? Do you need to sell your home before you buy a new one? We have embedded landing pages for what is your home worth. So if somebody was on a single property website, if they were on a virtual tour, they could literally get a home value estimate right there inside of our tools, right? And we've also got, I would hope most of you know at this point, we've got the 50+ PDF guides that you can also do ads with. But we take those guides and we also put them inside of the single property websites and virtual tours. So like you see here, this 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home, that's literally a PDF guide that somebody could click on and download right from your single property website or virtual tour. And again, you'll get their contact information. So you'll know if somebody landed on your single property website from a Facebook ad, and then they go ahead and download a PDF guide like 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home. So you're gonna know, wow, all right, I just generated an open house lead. That's awesome. Name, email, and phone number. And that same lead went and downloaded this PDF guide that's completely branded to me as an agent, 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home, right? How awesome is that? All right, now for social media, we're gonna recommend that you spend between 35 and 50 bucks on your ad, all right? That you run the ad from Thursday through Sunday. So as soon as we get off this call, I would probably run that ad, right? And run it through the end of the open house. And again, we're gonna get into the account after this presentation, and we're gonna literally do this together, all right? Now, social media was pillar number one. Pillar number two, your farm. We have got some phenomenal tools for your farm that literally help you pull listings right out of it. Here's one. His own Chris got 5 deals in 3 months right from his farm, right where he lives in his neighborhood. Got a lot more of this kind of stuff at our mastermind group. This is a post in our mastermind group. There's a great thread right there for a lot more information. And let's listen to another client real quickly talk about these letters and how powerful they are inside of your farm area.
Probably the thing that I've had the most success with is the nearby homeowner letter. So as soon as I listed the property, I sent out 100 letters or so. And then as soon as it went under contract, I sent them out again. And then when it sold, I sent them out again. So it worked. So from that, I've had a lot of contact with the people there. And right now we're about to close on the 3rd condo. And that was a direct result of those letters.
All right. So now she's talking about a regular listing, and you should obviously do that for your listings, right? You want to get these letters out. We say 2 times. She's doing it 3 times. Now she's only doing 100 letters, right? So it's not that many. But we're going to talk about at the open house to do one of these letters before the open house, and then to do one of these letters after the open house. All right. It's absolutely brilliant. Nobody else is doing this. And it's going to be an absolutely fabulous way to really hone in on these seller leads. All right. It's all about frequency, right? It's all about your message. And so to make sure that these homeowners are seeing us as many times as possible in a condensed time period is really going to help us get some of these great listings out of that area. All right. So we got letters. We also got postcards and door hangers. Sending out a postcard for an open house is might be a little bit much, but we've also got door hangers that can work really well also. All right. This is really kind of a cool post in our mastermind group. One of our clients came in and let us know he took 2 listings from 1 mailing. All right. Door knock, some people door drop. I'm going to walk you role play with you later in this call on door knocking. All right, you can get into our mastermind group and you can get a lot of different information on how people use these letters to mail them, to door knock. So a lot of other options and opportunities to use these letters as well. All right, so pillar number 1 was social media. Pillar number 2 was your farm. Pillar number 3 is your database and your sphere of influence. Now, I think the database is probably one of the most underrated things you've got. And I don't mean just because it is full of people that could potentially do business with you, but it's full of people that you could be engaging with in ways that you're probably not even thinking. All right. And this call, we're not going to get into a lot of that kind of stuff, although we do in other webinars. But let me just say, the e-flyer for your database, i.e. open house announcement to your database, will typically get twice as many opens and clicks and engagement than your normal follow-ups or your normal listing alert emails. All right. So I know a lot of you have emails that you send out for new listings or what you're doing this weekend. I'm going to recommend that you use our e-flyer for database to announce the open house to your database. All right. And again, we're going to get into that. I'm going to show you how it works, but this tool is absolutely awesome as well. And then the last area for lead gen, and this is a brilliant one, a lot of great free leads, is the e-flyer and the social media posts for the seller. All right. So one of our clients here, Dustin, who generally gets 2 listings for every 1 listing marketed with listings to leads. It was so funny. I kind of love the entire post was longer than this, but in the longer post, he was talking about how he knew about these tools for a long time, and he thought they were kind of cheesy. He never used them, and he finally had a seller ask for something to leads. And I'm going to show you the email in this call. And so the seller shared it via email. The seller shared it via Facebook, and he got a listing from it. All right, he got it for free. Right, the seller did the work, and he got the free listing from it. And so we're going to role play that as well. And I'll walk you through how to make sure that you are literally leveraging your seller sphere of influence at like multiple times during the course of your listing. All right. And obviously for the open house. Now, if you go to listingstoleads.com/open house leads, that's where you're going to go to get more information about the open house challenge. That's where you're going to go to leave a comment, all right, about how great you did the previous week. And that's where we're going to pick our winners from. All right. So every Tuesday, right, I want to say November 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 23rd, I believe it is. So those dates, we're going to pick a winner from the previous week on who comes in to that thread in the mastermind group and leaves a comment about how many leads they generated. Did they engage with any of the leads? Talk about buyer leads and seller leads, right? Listing leads, and just give us a nice synopsis, a nice overview on the success that you had that previous week. And again, we're going to pick one winner every week for the next 4 weeks to get a free month of listings to leads. All right. And now you're on this webinar, but if you're watching this recording and you want to get on one of these live webinars, go ahead and sign up at leadgenwebinars.com. All right. So that's it for the presentation part of it. I'm sure most of you are agents that are clients that are on this call with us. I can see we got one broker. Awesome. Good to see you. And then we've also got managed services for those of you that need help with that. All right. So any questions on the presentation before we get into the accounts? this is where we start to have fun. All right. And again, go ahead and type into the questions during this call, because I love to make sure, I want to make sure that we take the questions as appropriate during the call for everybody. I think it makes it easier versus waiting until the end. All right. So I am at Listings to Leads. I'm in my account. If you're not a client yet, go to listingstoleads.com, sign up for a free trial. And here we are logged in. I'm going to go ahead and click on listings. Now I've already got an open house, and that's a little open house symbol right there next to my listing at 15 Ambient Way in Granite Bay. Now, if you did not have an open house, you could click on edit, and that'll bring you to the edit page right here. And you'll see an open house tab, right? It's like number 2 is open house, right? And I can click to add new open house, and I can just select the date, the from, the to, and click add open house. All right. And here's my open house, October 31st from 1 to 4 p.m. All right. So that's my open house date. And as soon as you do that, all the tools for that listing flip from whatever they were, right? It might've been coming soon, could have been just listed, it could have been active. Well, as soon as I set that open house, all those tools flip to open house. So now I'm ready to do open house marketing and lead gen. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a Facebook ad. All right, I'm gonna do a Facebook ad, and when all the leads I generate from this ad are gonna be name, email, and phone number leads. Absolutely awesome. So I'm gonna do this ad twice. The first time, we're just gonna do the quick ad that 99% of you should do to generate phenomenal leads. All right, so all you do is you click the green market listing button. You in fact, let me back up real quick if you don't mind. I'm gonna go back to listings. Sometimes it's almost like so cool that people kind of, let's let this page come up. So when you're on the main listings page here, all right, and again, here's my open house. Just click on the green market listing button, and that's gonna drop you right in to where you do the Facebook ad. All right, you literally drop right here. Now, just like we saw in the video, location will come up automatically. Here's my radius of 15 miles. We've already got the special housing ad category for real estate selected. I got my budget for 35 bucks, right? All of this is editable, and there's a lot more edits I can do. The only thing two things I'm gonna suggest you do, your start and your end date. Now, for a typical listing or typical ad, it doesn't matter, right? You just run it for a week. But for my open house, I'm gonna change the end date to, I believe the open house ends on October 28th. Let me see if I go back to the 28th so I'm going to end my ad on the 31st. All right, down here, October 31st. And I'm going to change the time to like 5 o'clock. I'll say 5:30 is fine. So I don't want to run the ad next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday after the open house has been done for like 1 to 3 days. All right. So I'm going to just run all I did here is I edited the end date to the day of the open house and like an hour and a half afterwards. Does that make sense for everybody? Should be pretty straightforward there. And I'm just going to hit create ad. And that's all. That's all. For a normal ad, I wouldn't even change the end date. I would just click create ad and boom, check this out. So here's the ad we just created. All right. Now you'll see it's got a green on. And you'll see there's a couple of icons up here on the right-hand side. View. I'm gonna click on the view icon, and we're gonna take a look at that ad. So I wanna show you a few things. And then I'm gonna run the ad with a video and a couple of qualifying questions. So hold tight. I think you're gonna really love what I show you next. All right, so here's a preview of the ad. And if I click the blue show ad button, this will show us the ad. So give us a second here. This is just Facebook being a little slow. All right, so scroll down. And here's the ad, all right? So open house in Granite Bay, click or text. So if you're subscribed to a text service, that will appear there automatically. But here's the awesome part. I'm gonna click on the ad, boom, name, email, phone number, all right? People click next. They're gonna go through to the single property website. And I've got a 3D video in mind. You can see all the pictures. Here's a buyer lead form that helps out the buyer and gets, again, it's like a qualification for buyers. I've got a client review video. There's an embed for people to get a home value estimate. Here are some PDF guides that people can download. And so when they click to download, right? Do you own a home? Yes, I do. And then they continue with Facebook and download that guide. So you see there's a lot of awesome lead capture right inside of the single property website. So we're going to generate the name, email, and phone number right from the Facebook lead form, but we're going to get a lot more once they get onto that single property website from Facebook and start engaging with our tools. All right. Now, let's do an ad one more time. So let's go back to the main listings page and a couple qualifying questions, and just hold on, you'll see what I mean exactly when I get there. All right, so again, on the main listings dashboard, and here's my open house, right? There's that little symbol for the open house. And again, I'm gonna click the green market listing button. Now this time it's gonna drop me onto my past ads, all right? Because I got an ad that's active. So let me just turn that one off. All right, so we're gonna create another live ad here. So again, location, radius, budget, and schedule. Again, I'm gonna change my end date to October 31st. I'm gonna change my time to after the open house. All right, now this time I'm gonna add a video. So here I'm gonna click the blue change media button. Click the green upload button here. I've already uploaded it, so I'll just click my property walkthrough video. So again, it could be a property video that a professional videographer does. It could be a walkthrough video that you do. It doesn't matter, all right? Just click the blue change media button, upload that video, and then it'll take about a minute, and then we'll see the video there here in a few seconds, all right? Now, the other thing is, you know how we collected the name, email, and phone number for the lead, right from the Facebook lead form? I'm gonna show you how to add a couple of more qualifying questions. Click advanced options right here. And you see there's that video now loaded. So I'm gonna click advanced options, click create new form, and then form, it's all pretty obvious, right? And so check this out. There, but I also want to find out what is their time frame to buy. I'm just going to turn that on. I'm going to move that up. And are you working with a lender? I'm going to turn that one on. All right, so now I'm going to get name, email, phone number. That'll pre-fill automatically, and then they will select from a drop-down. What is your time frame to buy? And they'll select from a drop-down. Are you working with a lender? Yes or no. And that way we get name, email, and phone number, plus a couple of more items. Now, just real quickly, your cost per lead will go up a little bit, all right? So when you're only gonna get name, email, and phone number, I mean, I see leads coming in between, 50 cents and $3 to $4, right? I mean, it depends on where you're at, depends on the time of year, depends on a lot of different things. But between 50 cents and $3 to $4 for buyer leads all day long. All right. Now, when you add in more questions, that's just more friction for the lead to have to kind of deal with. So, you know, your cost per lead will increase a little bit, but then you're also offsetting that by getting more information about the lead. So it's really one of those things where you need to decide for yourself, which do you prefer? You prefer more leads where I get name, email, and phone number, you know, only, or do I prefer a few less leads, but I also get a little bit more information about them? That's up to you, right? That's a question that you can argue successfully both ways. We just give you the option to do whichever one you want to do. All right. Give me a second here. Where can I find the nearby homeowner letter? Lisa, awesome question. Hold tight. We're going to get to that. Any questions on doing Facebook ads? So we did a standard Facebook ad with an image, right? And that takes like 3 seconds. Where we uploaded a video and we added in a couple of custom questions. So I hope it's helpful. I more advanced things like that, but I think everybody on this call should be able to get that pretty easily. So let me know if not. All right. So pillar number 1, our Facebook ad. Pillar number 2 is our farm. And so Lisa, this is where you're going to shine. So for the nearby homeowner letter, right here, nearby homeowner letter. There's 3 different versions. All right. I like the middle one better. I'm going to click to download it. Now you can get into the mastermind group and you can find a lot of great people talking about the nearby homeowner letter, right? Maybe type in nearby homeowner letter, maybe type Dustin Fox, maybe type Chris Winstead, right? And so we're going to use this letter twice. We're going to use it once before the open house, and that would be just the standard straight up letter, right? And then we're going to use it after the open house where we edit it a little bit, and I'll show you the edit that I like to do. But so for the pre-open house, here's what I would do. And this is what I would have done pre-COVID. This is what one of our clients did probably about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago now. She was in a neighborhood, and well, it's funny because I was talking to her and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go door knocking tomorrow. And I was like, and I was assuming, right, stupid me, that she was gonna use our letter. And so I said, oh, are you gonna use our letter? And she goes, what letter? Right, face palm on my head. So I was like, the nearby homeowners letter, you're killing me here. And so anyway, so I showed her the letter and I role played with her what I'm going to role play with you next. She got told. And she's telling me the story, right? She said, yeah, the person told me to F off, and I thought it was like a failure. And she said, but no problem. She goes, the second person she's talked to, $1 million listing and double ending it because they wanted to buy in the area. They just wanted to move, like an empty nester, I guess. So they wanted to move out of their current home into a new one. So she got a listing and a buyer from it, the second person. And I thought, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. What an awesome story to literally go from being told to F off to double ending a listing and a buyer. That is absolutely nuts. And this was just like literally like at the end, like August, right? I'm not talking 2018. I'm talking like 2 months ago. All right. So let me role play with you. Print up about 50 of these. The day before the open house, an hour or two before the open house, what I would do is I would door knock. All right, so I'd walk up to a door around the open house. I would knock on the door. I would step back a few steps. I'm a 6'2" male, so I like to make sure I'm not trying to intimidate people by being too close. Nowadays, I would call it social distancing. Same thing. So I would knock on the door, take a few steps back, and then when they open the door, I would say, hi, my name is Scott Pierce with L2L Realty. We're doing an open house down the street, and I wanted to give you some information about it in case you had any questions. And I would hand them the paper. They would take the paper, right? People aren't crazy. And then I would almost just kind of like leave it at that. I'm not asking them, Do you know anyone looking to sell? I'm not asking them, can I come back at 4 o'clock? That's it, right? This is not meant to be a sales call. This is meant for you to see me, for you to see I'm a normal person, right? And if the conversation goes, right, a lot of times you'll find if you give people an opportunity to speak, they'll actually ask you another question. Oh, when's the open house? From 1 to 4, would you like to stop by? I could stay a little bit longer if you want to stop by after the open house or whatever. Let the conversation just take its course, right? You don't have to walk in there with a whole speech ready, right, to try to blurt out at them, right? So again, it's just hi, my name is Rosetta Davis from Rosetta Davis Realty. We got an open house at 456 Gold Drive around the corner. I'm going to be there from 1 to 4, and I just wanted to give you some information as a nearby homeowner. Boom. That's it. All right. The paper, the letter will do the work for you. All right. The letter is going to give them more. You see the awesome URL. In this case, it's 15 Ambient Way. That's the address of the property. .thebestlisting.com. It's got some the text in there for them to send a text, and you'll get the phone number automatically. Now, if you're not subscribed to our text service, there will be a QR code there that they can scan, and then it'll have when this home is sold, it will affect your home's value. This letter typically gets the best quality listing leads that you're going to get in real estate. All right, it's literally that good of a letter. All right, now this is the pre-letter. We'll come back to this in a little bit, and we're going to talk about how to use it once the open house is done. All right, so pillar number 1 was the Facebook ad. Pillar number 2 was the farm. Pillar number 3 is your database. All right, and that's next up, e-flyer for your database. So this e-flyer, I previously clicked send, and let me go find it in my email. And there we go. Boom. Let me pop it out. So here's that e-flyer. When you send this e-flyer to your database, you're going to find that you're going to get people just responding back to you. Excuse me, people responding back to you. People will also click the links in the email. This will go to the single property website. We walked through that a little bit earlier, right? Where I had the 3D tour, my Matterport tour. I had all that great lead capture in there from the, what is your home worth, to the PDF guide, to the when do you plan to buy, right? There's also the schedule of showing, schedule tours, right? So there's tons of lead capture inside of the single property websites. That's where that goes to. If they send a text, they'll get the mobile responsive single property website sent to them via text. And then this e-flyer for your database, similar to the nearby homeowners letter, lets them know that when the home is sold, it will affect their home's value. All right. Now, later on, you'll be able to send this to leads from within listings to leads. But let me show you how to send this via pretty much any type of email or CRM program. All right, you see that copy code button right there? I just clicked it, and there's a little message here. Code was copied successfully down in the left-hand corner. Go to your CRM, go to whatever program you're using, right? And, go to where you're gonna send an email to your database, all right? So, Wise Agent, Line Desk, KV Core, Real Geeks, Boomtown, right? Whatever program you're using. And I'm telling you, just do this a couple of times. Even if you're using Boomtown, do this a couple of times, and I think you're going to really enjoy the difference and success that you're going to have with this, right? Versus those standard emails coming out of whatever program you're currently using. All right. So go, again, whatever email program you're going to use, I'm going to click to be able to paste in HTML, to paste in source code. There's all that nasty source code. I don't know. I'm not a programmer. So many people think I'm a programmer. I'm not a programmer. So I have no idea what any of this means. All I know is when I click that button again, it looks like this, right? So there's a button here that lets you paste and then preview it like a normal person, all right? So that's what we want. This is that e-flyer. There's my lead gen signature at the bottom, right? There's all the great stuff for the when your home is sold. Here's all the great information about the open house, right? We got the rotating images, so it looks absolutely beautiful. And this is gonna, like I said, this is typically gonna get twice as many opens and clicks and engagement than a normal email that you send out to your database. All right, so make sure you are using this e-flyer for your database. And that was right there, right? So far we've done a Facebook ad. We did for social media ads. We did the nearby homeowners letter, right, to get awesome listing leads. We did the e-flyer for your database, right, that open house announcement so that we can let our database and our sphere of influence know about the open house that we're having. And then the last thing we're gonna do, and this is only for sellers, or excuse me, for listing agents, all right? Now, if it's your listing, you should have done this previously, hopefully. And that is an edit listing, right? Here's the open house, right? So we've already done the open house part of it, but there's another tab here called seller information. And you put in the seller's email, the seller salutation, so like dear Anna Lauren or whatever it is, and click save. And that's literally all you have to do. The system is then going to send two things. One, let me go to my other monitor, bring it over. It'll automatically send them an email so they can share on Facebook, all right? So they can take this, and what they do is they just copy it and they put it on Facebook, and it looks like this, all right? And so again, now imagine this on the seller's page. So when the seller does put it up on their Facebook page, hopefully you're kind of monitoring it, right? I know we're not all friends with all of our sellers. So, you know, if you're not, case by case basis, all right? But where you can, I would highly recommend that you do this, right? So again, after the seller posts it, and they may even email you back, hey, Scott, just want to let you know that I got it up on our Facebook page. Awesome, right? You're going to come over here and you're going to comment, right? So you're going to say, looking forward to a great open house on Sunday. We are doing a ton of marketing for it and expect a, right? What do you call this? Humble bragging, whatever. You want to toot your own horn because you want the seller sphere of influence on Facebook here to see how awesome you are. Because by the seller just putting this up on Facebook, it is like the seller is promoting you. All right. And so what you want to do is you want to come in here and just leave an innocuous comment, right? Leave a comment that's just kind of, you know, something like this, right? You don't want to scare people off, because then what's going to happen is it's going to help boost the engagement of the post by you commenting. It's going to then show the post to more people in the seller's, you know, the seller's friends and family and colleagues and all that. So more of the seller's connections are going to now see this post. They're going to start commenting on it. And what I want you to do is, when you get notified that such and such a person liked, commented, whatever the post after you made a comment, is, you know, not so fast that it seems like you're stalking, but, you know, within like, you know, I don't know, 15 minutes to an hour, hey, you know, if you're busy and it's 2 to 3 hours later, awesome, not a problem. But to make sure that you either like or comment on everyone else's comments on the post, if that makes sense. All right. So, you know, it might just be a like for the most part. You know, again, you don't want to take over the seller's wall. You don't want to be stalking the seller's Facebook page. But what I do want you to do is at least like. So if the seller's friends come in here and start like, you know, they start commenting on this, I want you to at least come in and like their comment. All right. And that way they know, oh, this guy, Scott Pierce, is alive. He's engaging. He's around. He's paying attention, right? He's the kind of guy that we want selling our house, right? Does that make sense for everybody, right? To make sure that people know that we're engaged, we're attentive, that we're on top of it, all right? Now, the other email you're going to get, so I said you're going to get, the seller is going to get 2 emails. So the one is going to be for them to post on Facebook, and the second one is going to be this one. Now, this is the version you get, because the version you get has the red text letting you know the seller got it. The version the seller gets looks a little bit more like this, all right? It'll be addressed to them, lets them know that you have designed this open house e-flyer. All of these emails come from your email address, so they're going to think you prepared and sent this to them. A beautiful e-flyer. The e-flyer also, when you click on it, it's going to link to that single property website. Again, the one with the PDF reports, the one with the what is your home worth embed, the one with when do you plan to buy, we can help, lead forms, right? So, right, those single property websites that really engage people. So the e-flyer also goes to that same single property website that the social media post goes to, all right? Now, here's the deal. When you get these 2 emails, because you'll be CC'd as soon as the seller gets them, you'll get them, all right? Now, I want you to call the seller up, all right? And Rosetta, I'm going to pick on you if you don't mind, I hope. And you might say something like this. Hey, Ian, this is Rosetta. Just want to let you know that we got a lot of great marketing going out for the open house this weekend. We're super excited about it. It's on Realtor.com. I got a Facebook ad going out. I just did an announcement to my database of over 1,500 people in the area that are going to get a special announcement from me. We got some stuff going out to all of your neighbors. So if your neighbors know anyone looking to buy, they're going to get a special invitation about it as well. And so, but I also wanted to send you a couple of things, because you probably know people that know people looking to buy in the area, right? So what I'm trying to say is, some of your friends, colleagues, coworkers, they probably know people looking to buy in the area. And again, we don't want to leave any stones unturned. So I sent you something to put up on your Facebook page and something to share via email, just to make sure that we capture those people as well. Does that make sense, everybody? It's an awesome conversation. Sellers absolutely love it. And I think that you're going to find when at the end of that conversation, the seller is going to be pretty happy with you, all right? Because they're professional looking tools, they work, and the sellers really appreciate that idea of the fact that A, you let them know about all the work you're doing, B, you let them know that you've prepared some things for them to share, right? They're not creating it, they're not doing a lot of work, all they're doing is sharing something you prepared in their minds. They think you prepared these things, all right? And then C, it's just a phenomenal way for you to get into the seller sphere of influence via both email and social media. So hopefully that makes sense for everybody, all right? If not, let me know in the GoToWebinar control panel question box there, all right? But again, we have now walked through Facebook ads, name, email, and phone number with every lead. Pillar number 4 was the social media post for the seller and the e-flyer for the seller, right? All we had to do was go to edit listing, put in the seller's name and email, and these are going to go out to the seller automatically. I did a little role play. And so once you get the e-flyer and the social media post for the seller, your version, what are you going to do? You're going to call the seller up and you're going to have that conversation, that quick conversation with them related to that, all right? We walked through the nearby homeowners letter for your farm, all right? So these are some of the best listing leads possible. And I'm going to walk you through the second use of this letter in about a minute from now, all right? And then we also walk through the e-flyer for your database. So again, letting your database, letting your sphere of influence know about the open house that you're having, all right? Any questions about anything so far that we've covered? The last thing we're going to cover is really one of my favorite, because this is something that if you do it, I think you're going to absolutely love it. It's going to be one of those things that nobody else is doing, but if you do it, I think you're going to really find that the lift that you're going to get is going to completely make it worth your while. All right. And that is to use that nearby homeowner's letter a second time. All right. Now let me bring up my presentation again. Let me go to that letter. Let me make it full screen. And hopefully you can read this letter. So it's the middle one here. And it says, I just wanted to let you know that we had an open house at 4704 Gold Lane in Granite Bay on Sunday from 1 to 4. So we're letting them know that we had an open house. And then the second thing that those next lines say, we had over 83 people at the open house and 12,425 people saw our open house ads, right? Isn't that awesome? Can you imagine, right? Somebody, whether it's a Monday or Tuesday of the following week, right? The day or two after the open house, and they get another letter. And this time it talks about the fact that, oh my gosh, they got 83 people at the open house. Like, are they 12,000 people saw their ad? Like, how's that even possible, right? Most people don't even know, right? Not 12,000 leads, just 12,000 people saw our ad up on Facebook. And I'll show you where to get those numbers a little bit later here. And then the second line there, everyone loves the neighborhood, but only one person or family can buy the home. That's what, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. But we're letting people know we had success and the fact that only one person can buy the home. And right, do the math, 83 minus 1 equals 82. There's 82 other people looking to buy that love the area. All right, so let's get out of this presentation. Let's go back into listings to leads, and let's take a look at that nearby homeowners letter for the post open house. All right, for the post open house use case. So here's the open house letter again. Now there's a download option, but there's an edit option right here. So to the left of download is edit. So here I am in the editor. I can use the scroll bar to like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and it says, I just want to let you know that we are having, so I'm going to change that first line that we had an open house at on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. Right? So it starts off, hello, hope you're having a great week. We're not changing this line. We edited the second line, right? So we make it into the past tense. I just wanted to let you know that we had an open house at 15. Now here's how I'm gonna add a line. And the line's gonna say, we had over, I'll say 68 people at the open house, and I'll say 10,357 people saw our, and again, I'll show you where to find that 10,357 number a little bit in a minute here. It's going to be in the ad section where, the ad that we just created. So it'll be right there, but we'll go there in a minute. Second line, everyone loves right. Now I'm gonna do one more formatting thing here is I'm gonna highlight this line. I'm just gonna unbold it. So I'm gonna go up here, see how I can bold, unbold, right? The magic of science. So I'm gonna leave it unbold because what I want people to focus on these two lines right here. 68 people at the open house, and the fact that 10,357 people saw our open house ads, right? It's going to make me look like an all-star, all right? And it's going to make them start thinking, holy cow, man, that guy got that many people at the open house, and obviously only one group, one person, whatever can buy it. Man, you know, if anyone that gets this letter is even thinking about selling their house, supply of buyers, who do you think they're going to call? All right, hopefully that's obvious. All right, so once I make these quick edits, I'm just going to click download. All right, everybody gets the power of the second letter, right? The first letter is awesome, but what we do know from a lot of our clients, what we do know from marketing and advertising 101 is the idea of frequency, right? The idea of people needing to see our marketing, our advertising more than once to take action, right? It might be 5, 6, 7 times before they take action. But if we got some high-powered call to action, some high-powered lead capture, right? If they see us hopefully in multiple scenarios, they may see us via email, on Facebook, on print, right? They see us in multiple areas. That's going to help us get that conversion quicker, right? And that's where the second letter comes into play. So I click download. Here's that downloaded letter. Looks awesome, right? I always want to make sure it's on one page. I don't want it bopping down to 2 pages, right? And now they're going to see the address, the fact that we had an open house. They're going to see that. They're going to see the fact that we had 68 people and 10,000 some odd people there, right? They're going to see the information about texting and all that. They're going to see this. It's going to be awesome. All right. And so again, I would role play it similarly to the pre-open house use of this letter. Again, Monday evening, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Whatever after the open house. Again, same homes. Don't do different homes. Do the exact same homes because I want them to have seen the pre-letter and then I want them to see the post letter because now when I knock on the door, take a couple of steps back. Hey, I just met you last Saturday, last Friday, and want to let you know that we had the open house. My 357 people, our ads up on Facebook, and everyone loved it. And so I just wanted to make sure that you had the information on that. Here you go. Let me know if you have any questions. Boom. All right. This is going to be absolutely awesome for you. All right. So again, you might do 100 homes. Maybe you mail them out before the open house and you door knock after the open house. Right. It's Thursday. If you're doing it for this weekend, you're not going to have time to mail it. So you're probably going to, if you want to make use of the letters, right, door knock. But literally, you can door knock as little as 50 homes, and you can probably do 50 homes in an hour. All right. So imagine your open house is from 1 to 4, 12 o'clock. I park my car, maybe 11:30, and I'm going to 50 letters. I'm going to walk the homes around the open house. All right. I'm going to knock on every door. 80% of them, nobody's going to be home. Another 15%, nobody wants to talk to me. But those 3 to 4 to 5 people that do talk to me, that I can have good conversations with, are going to be absolutely awesome. And here's the thing. All the other people that you just drop off the letter or they don't want to talk to you, it doesn't mean they're not going to engage with you later. The letter is going to do the work for you. All right. So I've seen our clients talk to us about these letters, how these letters sit on the kitchen table, the kitchen countertop for weeks and months. And then they get that call and the agent gets over to the house and they see this letter just sitting there on the kitchen countertop. So these letters are going to do the work for you, right? You don't have to close the person at the doorstep. All right, does that make sense for everybody? Awesome. Thank you everybody for joining us today. So let's get into, in fact, let's go back to the presentation. Let me see if that link, I haven't tried clicking that link from the PowerPoint, but let's go there. Awesome. So here, it's going to take you right into our mastermind group. So that link is going to forward to this URL in our master. Come in and leave a comment. So you might leave a comment. This is where we're going to pick our winners. So you may leave a comment like, oh my God, right? Now, hopefully it's a little bit longer than that for the sake of the webinar. I don't want to sit here and belabor a 5-minute post. I think you get the idea, but we want to hear something like this from you, all right? And this is how we're going to pick our winners. So there could be 5, 6, 10, 20, who knows how many people are going to post in here every week. But we're going to take the previous 7 days. We're going to pick a winner from there, and you are going to get a free month of Listings to Leads. Now, if you are in the office of one of our clients, maybe what we'll do is we'll send you a $40 Starbucks gift card or something like that. So we'll figure out a way for all of you that are inside of a lender account. So if you're lenders, a lot of lenders use Listings to Leads, and they give accounts to agents in their area. We have title people that do the same, and they give accounts to agents in their area. A lot of offices use Listings to Leads and give Listings to Leads to their agents. So if you're in one of those types of accounts, a free month of Listings to Leads doesn't matter to you because it's already free to you or very reduced price. So for those of you, we'll figure out like a $40 Starbucks or maybe a $40 Pete's gift card or In-N-Out Burger or something like that, whatever works for you. All right. So if there's no other questions, thanks for joining us. If you do have questions, let our support team know. Get into the mastermind group, go to this thread in the mastermind group, let us know how we can help, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.